What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Cali Coda back with another video. It's going to be Daily Dose of Motivation, episode 4. So I'm going to just talk about dealing with the loss of a loved one and having to go back to being a business owner or a parent or back to work or whatever it is that you're doing in your life that doesn't stop, because nothing is going to stop when you lose someone. And as hard as that may sound, it's the truth. And I realized that the other day, and that's the reason that I haven't been putting out content for the past couple of days. Is I've been back home. I went back home with my family because my grandmother is about to pass away. I got to say my goodbyes, and I got to one thing that I wanted to share is some of the things that I was able to do for myself to know that, she heard me. You know what I mean? So if you're going to be talking with someone who is unable to speak with you, I believe that if they can see or they can hear, pictures and videos will go a long way. So one of the things that I was able to do was I was able to show my grandmother her great grandmother that surfing for the first time, and her grandson was playing on her on a swing set and stuff like that. Just stuff that would be important to that person, and really acknowledging that they would want. I want her to have good memories. I don't want them to be bad memories. I don't want her to see me upset. So you got to kind of be strong and compartmentalize your grief for the moment, and realize that you got to push forward regardless, and understand that the world isn't going to stop. You still have to do these things. So I'm not saying completely bury it, but momentary. You know what I mean? Once you have some time to grieve, then you grieve. When, if you need to take a couple of days, you take a couple of days and you grieve, and then you get back to work. You get back to doing what you're doing. Get back to building your brand, or being a good parent, or, whatever. My main thing is that you got to keep pushing, regardless of whatever happens. If you fail or anything of that nature, you just have to keep pushing and just stay positive. And it's going to be hard, all of it. Whether you lose somebody or not, it's going to be hard, and it may be a struggle at times, but you got to stay positive. So I looked at the positives of my grandmother being in the hospital, okay? And what I realized was that I was able to go home. I was able to see a lot of my family. I was able to tell my grandmother goodbye. I was able to show her pictures of her great grandkids, and those are all positive things. I don't get to see all of my family like that very often. Some people do, some people don't. So to me, that was a positive, right? And also knowing that I'm not going to regret personally not being there and saying goodbye and able to show those pictures. That was a big thing for me. You got kind of have to look deep and what's important to you and what's important to that person, and value their wishes as a human. That's what you're supposed to do, in my opinion, is make sure that you value their wishes to the fullest. Because if you decide to keep someone here on this earth, maybe, if they're in a coma or something of that nature, I believe that if you're going to keep someone here, then it's for you. It's not for them, because that's essentially what you're doing if you ignore someone's wishes. So I'm sorry to be a little negative on this one. I think it's a real topic that a lot of people struggle with. So if you are grieving, just know that grieving is a normal thing. Don't let it consume you, and don't dwell on it. Make sure that you keep pushing. I'm not saying don't remember. I'm just saying keep pushing, and remember when you can remember, when you have the time to remember, when it's a more relaxing time, or if it's a more slow time, and you have a couple of days off, and then you can grieve. Or if you took days off at the beginning, grieve then. And then you can push forward. So I just don't want people being stuck in grieving and not being able to push their way out by dwelling on it for months on end. I understand that tragedies happen, and those are very abrupt and very hard to deal with. But you also have to realize that you need to stay positive for the rest of everyone else. And that's the biggest thing, because the people around you are important, right? That your family and your friends, and I'm not saying that they're more important with you, but you have to figure out if you can tolerate that. If you're not a person who can tolerate putting it down and putting it to the side, compartmentalizing that way, then don't. You know, however you grieve, you need to do that. And but just make sure that it doesn't interfere with the other things that are important in your life and that aren't going to stop, like being a parent or a business owner or going to work or paying your mortgage. You need those things to survive. So make sure that you focus the right way and stay positive. I'll catch you guys in the next one. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you did like this video, please like, comment, or subscribe, either one, or not. If you dislike it too. And leave a comment. Tell me why you disliked it. And maybe I'll talk about it in the next one, or I can talk to you about it in the comments or something like that. So thank you guys. Have a good day.